The Sims games may be pretty kid-friendly, but that doesn't mean they aren't without their darker moments. Sure, most of the more colorful references will go straight over kiddies' heads, but they're sure to have grown-up Sims players in stitches or scared stiff. From a hallucinatory visitor straight out of Donnie Darko to your friendly neighborhood Black Widow killer, we're diving headfirst into some of the Sims game's strangest, eeriest, and just plain messed up oddities that we didn't realize until we were adults. That stupid bunny suit. Somebody over at Maxis must have watched Donnie Darko one too many times. We can't think of any other reason for The Sims 2's social bunny to exist. If you're wondering what on earth we're talking about, here's the gist. If a player allowed their Sim's social need to get too low, the social bunny appeared. The catch? Only your Sim could see it. Of course, how a dirty bunny costume worn by a stranger raises one's social happiness is still a mystery. But we know one thing about the loony. Chances are the mysterious stranger is an homage to Frank, the giant, sometimes one-eyed rabbit that appears to Donnie Darko in the film of the same name.
No, duh.
Sure, children and childlike adults might welcome the sudden appearance of a bunny coming to spread cheer to their lonely, antisocial Sim. In fact, spreading joy is the Easter Bunny's whole shtick, right? But once you play through The Sims 2 as an adult, you might change your tune about the creepy, potentially non-existent person in the one-eyed, dirt-covered bunny suit.
Why are you wearing that stupid bunny suit?
Why are you wearing that stupid man suit?
What a tangled web we weave. Whoever came up with this one deserves some kind of award for spookiest character snuck into a kid's video game. That's right, we're talking about Olive Spectre. Right from the get-go, her name is literally a play on words. Olive Spectre, I love specters, get it? Specters, as in ghosts, ghouls, the unliving.
Are you Night of the Living Dead under there? Like all bloody veins and pus?
Some messed up crap is going down in Strangetown. Introduced in The Sims 2 as a serial bride with a total of 3 highly questionable marriages, 1 broken engagement, and the Grim Reaper as a lover, Olive is an odd duck. At least that's what your 10-year-old self probably thought. But when you grew up, so did your attention span. And paying attention to Spectre's humble abode is key to unlocking a macabre past. With numerous graves in her backyard ranging from past lovers to maids and paperboys, things start looking as grim as a bony boy toy. But the nail in the not-so-metaphorical coffin comes in the form of the man who left Olive at the altar, the aptly named Earl E. Dummies. Not only did he die shortly after his runaway groom routine, but he's also buried in Olive's garden. What more proof do you need that Olive killed each and every person in her personal cemetery? It's no wonder the Grim Reaper gloms into this one. She supplies her fair share of clients. Honor among thieves. Getting a job and advancing your character's career is a big part of The Sims, and life too. It's particularly important if you're playing the game correctly, i.e. without fancy cheat codes. A job can be the difference between your Sim living in squalor or living like a king. The opportunity to be nearly anything you'd like is a big part of this life simulator's appeal. But just like real life, there are some Sims who just refuse to earn an honest living. While laying the foundation for a criminal enterprise in real life takes time, creativity, and a whole lot of annoying moral dilemmas, kickstarting your life of crime in The Sims is a snap. Not only can your Sim become a criminal as their official job, but the game advertises jobs for criminals right there in the local newspaper next to the medicine and educational career tracks. Imagine if your local fish wrap boasted classifieds for mover gigs and plumbing jobs right next to a big, flashy ad for a bank heist. Actually, that would probably make it easier for the boys and girls in blue to crack down on crime. Silver linings, right? Advanced surgical procedures for dummies. Another peculiar aspect of The Sims job market that your sadistic preteen self might not have picked up on while you were setting fire to your houses and yanking the ladder out of the in-ground pool was the way in which your Sims gain skills. In real life, you can't just pop open some magical tome and bam, you're a full-fledged sawbones. No. In real life, you need professional training from a teacher or expert in any given field. Not to mention, in most cases, a degree from a well-respected institution.
I know I'm supposed to cut something, but what? And where?
Luckily, if you're a Sim, this isn't the case. Say, for example, you aspire to be a surgeon. No need for a medical degree. Just read a couple of books, snag a promotion here and there, and you'll be carving dudes up in no time flat. What could possibly go wrong?
Anything?
Nothing. Let me get my scooper out, see if it...
The logic seems sound if you remember that on the science career path, you start off as a broke test subject and end up as a wealthy mad scientist. And hey, you may end up cuckoo, but you'll be rolling in simoleons, baby. Keep your hands to yourself. Just like real people, Sims are social animals. That means they need a pretty steady influx of interaction, or else Frank, we mean the social bunny, will come to pester them, making them look less than stable. In fact, some Sims rely upon social interactions so much that they'll sink into a state of depression if you isolate them for too long. While a lot of the social interaction options in The Sims are what you'd expect from a real-life interaction, others are a bit handsy. Let's suppose a young player learns their social skills from playing The Sims. Well, they might begin to think that it was perfectly normal for them to walk up to a stranger they just met and tickle them, you know, by way of greeting. Maybe on the playground that makes sense, or then again, maybe not. But you'd better leave those habits on the jungle gym, because in the grown-up world, that would probably earn you a slap in the face, if not a trip to a jail cell. You creep. Instant I-dos. Between wielding a scalpel after a few nerd sessions at the library and tickling complete strangers and somehow avoiding a punch to the throat, it's clear that The Sims doesn't exactly strive for realism, at least not completely. This, however, can be a bit of a relief to any woman who has ever tried to plan a wedding in the real world.
No, you stay out of there. You in, now, this isn't a joke.
In The Sims, you don't have to worry about picking colors or finding bridesmaid dresses that look good on all your friends. There's no feuding bridezillas or uncomfortable dress fittings. Instead of worrying about these small but important details, all you need to do is propose to your love interest, clothing optional, and voila! As soon as you pop the question and take their hand in holy matrimony, the wedding just happens. No big ceremony required. Apparently, your Sim had their ideal wedding dress in their back pocket, just in case the opportunity ever presented itself. Honestly, that seems better than the alternative.
He's not walking down the aisle in these shoes! Who said these shoes are okay?
The man in the mirror. In real life, social skills are learned through interacting with others. Whether in person or online or across the dinner table, mastering the ebbs and flows of organic conversations requires hands-on practice.
You can go suck a
Oh, please tell me, Elizabeth, how exactly does one suck a
But not in The Sims. Any Sim who needs to level up their social skills in a big way can just straight up talk to themselves in the mirror to learn how to interact with others. Never mind that the others aren't actually present for this life lesson. Talking to oneself in a mirror may seem perfectly reasonable. After all, it's not like anybody's around to criticize a weirdo having a heated debate with their own reflection. You're all alone. That's the whole point.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Plus, on paper, talking to oneself in a mirror does seem to have its benefits. It involves chatting, being mindful of facial expressions, and getting comfortable with yourself so that you can, in turn, get comfortable with others. But in the end, learning to be social is like learning to swim. Yeah. You can practice in the shallow end, but sometimes it's just better to jump in the deep end and figure it out. Let's just hope nobody makes the ladder go poof